Yeah, good afternoon. In last class what we had discussed is the number systems basics. In that we will just continue the same. In brief, the complex numbers are divided into two types, the real numbers as well as imaginary numbers. The imaginary numbers is nothing but a p by q form, and few are there non-terminating and few are terminating. The terminatings can be rational numbers and decimal forms, and even the decimal forms can be few are repetitive and few are, that is, non-terminating, and few are terminating. The terminating can be written in a p by q form, which can be a rational number, and if we are unable to write in a form of p by q, that can be, in brief, if we cannot write, then it's irrational. If we can write, it's an rational, right? So the whole numbers again subdivided into 0 and positive integers. The positive integers again subdivided into 1, prime numbers and composite numbers. If we move further, the one is non-terminating, and that is 38, 38, 38. It is coming continuously like that, and irrational numbers. So all these we have covered in a last class. So is this visible to you, everybody? The board is visible to you, everybody? Mamata, Priya, Ravindra, Mahbub Basha, Guru, Reshma. Yes, okay, good. So odd numbers are the numbers which we cannot divide by using 2. If we can able to divide, then it's an even number. All these are very simple, that's why I'm just jumping. So properties of positive and negative. So positive number to the power of a natural number, always I'll get a positive number. If the negative number, the power is even, the negative number, the power is even number, I'll get a positive number, and negative number, the power is odd, then I'll get a negative number. So this is the basic logic, and how we can convert a decimal point which is a repetitive, that is non-terminating decimal fractions, into fractions. How? So 64.20132 got a bar, that means it will repeat again and again and again. So that 132, just first step is note down the entire number 64.20132 and minus the 132. If I remove that 132, other than that 6420, I should write whole divided by the number of digits under the bar should be repeated 9s, and other than the bar there are left over 2 more digits are there for the decimal point. So for that I should use the zeros. So this is how I can convert the decimal point, decimal fractions, decimals into the fractions. So even the non-terminating can be written in a form of p by q. That can be possible by using this logic, this method. This is another example, so where we can convert this into the p by q form. So we have done this, so that's why I'm just moving ahead. So what is a division? So the one by which I will divide, that is called a divisor, on which I am going to divide, so that is dividend, by which I'll multiply to divide, so that is what a quotient, and finally the leftover is the remainder. This is how we will divide. So next, the divisibility rule for 2 is checking the last digit. Divisibility rule for 3 is, so sum of all digits, and digit for 4, its rule for 3 is sum of all digits, and digit rule for 4 is checking the last 2 digits by divided by 4, then the number can be divided. What about the 5? The last digit is divided by 5, then the entire number can be divisible by 5. What about 6? This is 2 and 3. So if that is divisible by 2 and 3, then that can be divisible by 6. So what about the divisibility rule for 7? Divisibility rule for 7 is already there, but we are not following that rule. This is already covered, that's why I'm just moving ahead. So if you want to check, you can check again back the last video. So divisibility rule for 8 is checking the last 3 digits. Okay, divisibility rule for 9 is sum of all digits divisible by 9. So next is divisibility rule for 10 is last digit should be 0. So divisibility rule for 9 is even places and odd places. Even places and odd places, the difference should be divisible by 11. So then that can be divisible. Divisibility rule for 12 is 3 and 4. Divisibility rule for 15 is 3 and 5. Divisibility rule for 4 is 2 and 7. Divisibility rule for 16 is last 4 digits. Okay. Divisibility rule for 18 is 9 and 2. So this is how we can calculate, and even divisibility rule for 20 is 4 and 5, or else 10, that is last 0 and the 10th place divisible by 2. If this is possible, that can be divisible by 20. Later here this is a number, assuming that this is a number which is divisible by 9. So 5 plus 4 is 9, 6, 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. Then 6 plus star is, it should be 9. So that is equals to 3. So in a place of star, if I keep 3, then that can be divisible by 9. So 11 is, so all these, So prime numbers, there are prime numbers. What exactly a prime number? It is completely depending on a factor. What exactly a factor? Factor is a number by which I can divide completely. What is a multiple? Multiple is a number by which if I multiply by any number, any natural number, I'll get all the multiples. If you are clear till now, CLR in the comment box. If you are clear in the concepts, then CLR in the comment box. CLR in the comment box. Very good, very good, very good. So moving to the next. So there are few more properties of coprimes. What exactly a coprime? Coprime is a number if HCF is 1. If HCF is 1, take any two numbers. If I get the HCF as 1, then those two numbers can be the coprimes. Like how many types of such type of numbers which I can get the coprimes? Coprimes can be any consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers like 10, 11, 100, 101, 1000, 999. So all these are continuous numbers. The consecutive numbers are always coprimes. If you agree, type A in the comment box. If you agree, type A in the comment box. So yes, very good. Okay, good, right? So any consecutive number, any two consecutive numbers can be a coprimes. So take any two prime numbers, even that can be coprimes. Any two coprimes or any two consecutive numbers can be coprimes. So what about 19 and 23? Is 19 a prime number? Yes, it's a prime number. Is 23 a prime number? Yes, it's again a prime number. So taking two numbers, it's just a coprime. Yes or no? Agreed? Yes. So moving to the next. So these are the properties and how many coprimes are present. There are a lot of coprimes are present. And what about this? So this, it's clumsy. So what is the square root of 361. So 361. What is square root of 361? So 361, before going to that, what we require to know is the testing whether the number is a prime number or not. So take any number randomly. Is 141 a prime number or not? A prime number or not? First, how should I think? I should start thinking from root of 141, square root of 141. So root of 144 is 12. Root of 144 is 12. So less than 12, how many prime numbers are there? Is 11 a prime number? Is 7 a prime number? Is 5 a prime number? Is 3 a prime number? Is 2 a prime number? Is 1 a prime number? So check whether by 11 it is going to divide or not. By 7 it is going to divide or not. By 5 it is going to divide or not. By 3 it is going to divide or not. By 2 it is going to divide or not. If we check just till 11, it is enough. If it is not able to divide that number, then the number itself can be a prime number. If you agree, if you are with me, type W in a comment box. If you are with me, type W in the comment box. If you are with me, yes, Priya, very good. Very good, Johar. Very good. Reshma, what about you? You are yes or no? Okay. Moving to the next. So that means 361. If it is near to the 361, then I should check with the 19. Less than 19, there are prime numbers. Prime numbers 19, 17, 13, 11, 7, 5, 3, 2. So by just checking by these numbers, I can decide that whether that number is divisible or not. So suppose assume that I should able to check 357. So this is what I am going to check. So if it is divisible by, because this is divisible by 3, so that cannot be divisible by, that cannot be a part of a prime number. Yes or no? If you agree, type A in the comment box. We will move to the next point. Yes, very good. So all these squares are from 1 to 20. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. You please be remember and please follow that. So you should make a note of it. Johar, Mamata, Priya, Ravindra, Anupama, Guru, Reshma, Geeta. Yeah, moving to the next concept. So is 171 a prime number? Then definitely I should think from 169. So 169 is 13. So less than 13, what are all the numbers? So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. So all these numbers are the prime numbers. Now I should check by which it will go. So by 2 it cannot. By 3, yes, it can. So by 3 I am able to divide. So this is not a prime number. Then I can answer to that question. So if not, I will waste my energy and searching in search of all the numbers. If you are with me, W in the comment box. If you are with me, W in the comment box. If you are with me, W in the comment box. Very good. Excellent. So moving to the next. So 167. So is 167 a prime number? Again the same. So 11, 7, 5, 3, 2. So by 11, 6, 7 plus 1, 8, 8 minus 6 is the difference is 2. That cannot be divisible. By 7, 2 times 14. 7 2 times 14 and 37, it's not divisible. By 5 it's not divisible. By 6, by 3 it is not divisible. By 2 it is not divisible. So by 2, by 3, by 5, by 7, by 11 it is not divisible. So this can be a prime number. This can be a prime number. In a couple of seconds you can decide if you know the logic. If you don't know logic, you will be very busy in calculating. So by which number I should divide, and you are in search of all the numbers, and that is factors. So you will waste your time. So the best approach is making a square root of it and know the and select only the prime numbers and divide with that prime numbers and get your answer. That's it. If you are clear, CLR in the comment box. If you are clear, CLR in the comment box. I'll move to the next slide. If you are clear, CLR in the comment box. Very good, very good, very good. Now, general or expanded form of a 2 and 3 digits numbers. So, right. So, what we are following is a decimal number system. Decimal number system is 10 power 0. That is first place. And next place is 10 power 1. That is tens place. Next place is 10 square. That is hundreds place. So 10 power 0, power of a 10. 10 power 0 is first units place. 10 power 1 is tens place, and 10 square is hundreds place. Next is 10 power 10 cube. 10 cube is again cube, unable to view. Yeah, cube. So 10 cube, I can calculate even 10 cube, right? 10 cube is 1000, it's a thousands place. So I can decide, I can calculate, right? So that is what a decimal number system. That decimal number system, how I am going to implement? If I take any number, right? So here A and B, what I will take 35 or 38, whichever it might be, whichever it might be. So 38. So if I take 38, 38 equals to 30 plus 8. 30 plus 8. If you are with me and if you agree, 38 is equals to 30 plus 8. Yes or no? Right. Now 30 I can write 3 times 10 plus 8. 3 times 10 plus 8. That 3 times 10 is 3 times 10 power 1 into 8 into 10 power 0. So this is the first units place, this is tens place. So the value of 38 can be written. So I am not here to write everything into the form, but I am here to understand what exactly the form is. So 3 into 10 power 1 plus 8 into 10 power 0. 10 power 0 is 1, that is 8 into 1 is the value is 8, and 3 into 10 power 1 is 10, that is 3 times 10 is 30. 30 plus 8 is 38. It is very, very, very simple. If you agree, the method is the decimal number system. If you understand, you in the comment box. If you understand, you in the comment box. Johar, Mamata, Priya, Madhavi, Guru, Reshma, Ravinder, yeah. Yes, if you understood the concept of decimal number system, you in the comment box. Right. Okay. Fast. Comments please. 38 equals to 30 plus 8. 3 into 10 power 1 plus 8 into 10 power 0. So that is 38. If you understood, you in the comment box. Right. Moving to the next. So in a same manner, if I consider a 3-digit number or a 4-digit number, I should take the same granted as, suppose, X, Y, Z. So WXYZ is a number. Suppose assume that WXYZ is a number, then W into 10 power 4, X into 10 cube, and Y into 10 square, and Z into, wait, this is cube and this is okay, this is 10 cube, this is 10 square, this is 10 power 1, and this is 10 power 0. So this is how I need to multiply, so that and after that if I add all these, I'll get the same value. I'll get the same value w x y z. If this is of the form decimal number system, it depends on the values of 10 powers. It depends on 10 powers. If it is a 2 binary number system, then it will depend on 2 powers, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 cube. If it is octagon system, then it is depending on 8 power 0, 8 power 1, 8 square, 8 cube. If it is hexagonal system, it depends on 16 power 0, 16 power 1, 16 square. If it is septagonal system, then it is, that means any number system, that number, nth number system, then it is n power 0, n power 0, n power 1, n square, like that. So it's very, very simple. You can calculate, right? So can I move forward? Yes, moving to the next. So in a 2-digit number, 18 is added, we get another prime number. Yes or no? We get another prime number with the reversed digits. So there is a number. If I add 18, I'll get the reverse. Number is going to be reverse. How many such numbers are possible? How many such numbers are possible? If a number is x and y, then the number can be 10x plus y. According to the previous one, I can write xy number in a form of 10x plus y. The reverse number, I can write 10y plus x. 10y plus x. The same, if I add 18, these two are equal. If I add 18, these two are equal. Okay, so 10x, 18 equals to 18 equals to 10y plus x minus 10x minus y. Yes or no? If you agree, type A in the comment box. If you agree, type A in the comment box. Okay, right. So it's 18 equals to 10y plus x minus 10x minus y. Then if I make it a common, x as a common, so 1 minus 10, that is minus 9 into y minus x. So 9 once, 9 two times. So y minus x equals to 2. Y minus x equals to 2. What I had done, I had taken x as a tens digit and y as the units digit, and y minus x is equals to 2. So by that I should decide if it is 9, it is 7. If it is 8, this will be 6. If it is 7, this will be 5. If it is 6, then here it will be 4. If it is 5, this will be 3. If it is 4, this will be 2. If it is 3, this will be 1. If it is 2, this will be 0. So these are all the numbers. But the last one is a single digit number that cannot be considered as a double digit number. So the final here, these are the possibilities. All these are possibilities. All these are possibilities. So 9 and 7, 9, 7, 90, 79, 68, 57, 46, 35 and 24. Because the reason is here, if I add 18, then it is reverse. So if I subtract 18, the numbers can be 97, 86, 75, 64, 34, 53 and 42 and 31. That can be my answers. But here it is added. After adding, I should take a greater value. Greater value can be, I can take, if the earlier one is smaller, then I can get a maximum number. So this is how we need to solve the problems if it is depending on decimal number system. Okay, so if you are clear, then we'll move to the next slide. Moving to the next. Yes? No. How many pairs are possible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pairs are possible. Yes? 18, we get another prime number. Okay. If the question is like that, they are asking about prime numbers. 79 is a prime number and 13 is another prime number. So these are the two numbers because it's a prime number. If that is not there, there are lot more possibilities. Okay, moving to the next. So factorization. Factorization is just converting all the numbers into the prime powers, product of prime powers. So take one number, factorization, 2 how many times? 2 6 times, 2 how many times? 2 3 times. Finally I can write this in 2 square into 3 power 1. This is what a factorization. By using the prime, and we are converting the number 12 in terms of a prime powers, product of prime powers. This is what a factorization. This is a traditional method, and converting here to there is the actual value what we should require. So to calculate in future, what we should require is I should convert it in the form. Is that clear? Yes or no? If you are clear, CLR in the comment box. If you are clear, CLR in the comment box. Okay, moving to the next one. So n is a number here. N is a number 2 cube into 3 power 7. Then what is the smallest number that you need to multiply with n in order to make a perfect square? To make it a perfect square, what I require is 2 power even power. 2 power even power. Then only I can get, that means the prime number power is even, then it can be, I can calculate the perfect square. 2 cube cannot be the perfect square. 2 power 4 can be a perfect square. So I should multiply with 2. And 3 power 7 cannot be a perfect square. 3 power 8 is a perfect square. For that I should multiply with 3. So finally, with what I should multiply? 2 times 3, which is 6. So if I multiply by 6, I can get a perfect square number. Suppose the same number, if it is divisible by 2, if I divide by 2, that is 1 by 2. Okay, by 1 by 2, that is divide by 2. So if I divide by 2 or divide by 3, and if I divide by 2 and 3, then only it can convert again. So it might be the question, the smallest number you need to divide. Yeah, it divide a perfect square. Again divided by 2 divided by 3. That means the whole divided by 6 is the final one. So earlier multiply by 6, and here divided by 6, because the even power can have a perfect square, odd power cannot have a perfect square. Moving to the next one. So number of ways of expressing a composite number as a product of two factors. In how many ways in how many ways the expression, that means number of factors, right? So number of ways expressing the composite number n, which is not a perfect square, as a product of two factors. So half the number of prime factors of the n. Number of ways of expressing a factors of a square m as a product of two factors, 1 by 2, number of prime factors plus 1. Take one example, we will do that. So number of factors, number of ways of expressing 180, number of ways of expressing 180 as a product of two factors, as a product of two factors. See, so 2 power, this is first what we are doing. So first 2 power 4, 2 square, 3 square into 5 power 1. So how we are going to take this? So if I have 1 0, I can write 5 under 2. If I have 18 there, 3 square into 2, that is 2 square and 3 square into 5 power 1. So how many number of factors? Number of factors can be calculated. Number of factors can be calculated by using the powers plus 1. Power plus 1. Power plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 times is 9, 9 2 times is 18, final answer is 18. So number of factors can be calculated. But if I require how many pairs, how many ways I can write, so the same can be make it half. So 18 by 2 in 9 ways I can write. So these are twisted questions. If the number of factors are there, then I can make it by using the powers, power plus 1, power plus 1, power plus 1. That means the product of power plus 1, if I multiply all, I will get number of factors. But what I require, if the question is how many ways I can make a factors, then product of few factors, then the number of factors divided by 1 by 2, that is 2, divided by 2, I will get a number. So 180 can be expressed as a product of two factors, like the other one. The expressing 36, the 36 can be written as 2 square into 3 square. 2 square into 3 square, if the number of factors is again asked, then 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 1, which is 3 times is a 9. But what about this? This is earlier case it was 18, but at present case it's odd number 9. But remember, you should not forget 6 into 6 is 36. That is, if I am getting odd number, then 1 square is already there. Non-perfect square, it's a directly by 2. If it is a perfect square, then the number plus 1, the number plus 1 by 2, the number plus 1 by 2, that means 6 time is also a 36. So I should consider even that. So 9 plus 1 by 2, the total is 5. So in 5 ways I can get. Those ways are 1 into 36, 2 into 18, 3 into 12 and 4 into 9. So I should consider the 6 times 6. So that can be possible if I add 1 to the number of factors. So if it is when I should add 1, if it is a perfect square, if it is a perfect square, if it is a perfect square, if it is perfect square, then I should add. If not necessary. In earlier case 18, 180, for 180 is not a perfect square. That's why I found only the number of factors divided by 2, then I got number of ways. But in this case 36 is a perfect square, 6 times is also. So here I am considering what I am doing, where I am getting plus 1. So this is 1, this is 2, 1 plus 2, 2 numbers, 3 number, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is okay, but I am considering this as another one. So 10 by 2, that is what, 9 plus 1 by 2. So I am getting 5 as an answer. If you are clear, CLR in the comment box. If you are clear, CLR in the comment box. Okay, moving to the next. Okay, sum of factors of the divisors, sum of all factors. So sum of all factors are divisors of a composite number. So how can I calculate sum of all factors? So knowing the number of factors is okay. So if it is a product of prime powers, then the powers plus 1, if I multiply, then I can get number of factors. In a number of ways also I can calculate by just number of factors divided by 2 or number of factors plus 1 divided by 2 I can get. But what about sum of factors? Sum of factors can be calculated if it is if it is, if the number can be written in a x power a and y power b and z power c, that is again x, y, z are prime numbers. X, y, z are prime numbers. That is again product of prime powers. The prime powers, then the number x is a number, prime number, y is another number, z is another number. Those prime numbers, the power plus 1, that power x power a plus 1 minus 1 divided by x minus 1, and y power into y power b minus 1, b plus 1, a plus 1, b plus 1 and c plus 1, and minus 1 is a number, I should subtract, minus 1 is a number, I should subtract, then divided by x minus 1 and y minus 1 and z minus 1. If I implement this, I can get directly the sum of the all factors. So this is very interesting. Most of the cases you will get these type of questions in CAT, MAT, and in few cases even it will come in SSC. Very rare to the SSC, right? So what is the sum of the divisors of 60? So for that, first I should able to convert the 60 is 2 times 5 and 2 square into 3, 2 square into 3 into 5, 5 3s 15, 15 fourths is the 60, 3 power 1 and 5 power 1. So what I should do? 2 cube plus 1, that is 2 power 4. 2 power 4 is 16. 16 minus 1 is 15. 15 by 1 into 3 square is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 by 2 into 5 square is 25. 25 minus 1 is 24. 24 by 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. 2 8s 8, 15 into 24, 15 into 24, that is 2 square plus 1, that is 2 cube, right? This is not 15, 2 cube is 8, 8 minus 1 is 7, so 24 times 7, so answer is 168. So this is how we can calculate. If the question is sum of all the factors. If you agree, type A in the comment box. Okay, great. Moving to the next. Okay, right. So sum of unit digits. Not finding a unit digit, sum of unit digits. So generally, for given n different digits, a1, a2, a3, an, and sum of digits of unit places, all different numbers formed. If that is there, then a1 plus a2 plus, other than that there is no other alternative. I should add all a1 plus a2 plus a3 and so on an. So nth term into n minus 1 factorial, that is sum of the integers divided by n minus 1 factorial, I can get the sum of the unit digits. Let's take one example. Find the sum of unit digits of all different numbers formed from the digits. So all different possibilities. So 4 6 7 9 means 4 6 7 9 is one number, then 4 4 7 6 9, this is another number, 4 6 9 7, this is another number, like that. So all possible numbers, if I add, then what should I get, and what should be the sum of all unit digits? This is what the question is. Then what should I should do? So here 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 9. So I'll get 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 9, all unit digits I'll get. Then later it will be n minus 1 time. So this I should subtract sum of the digits. 3 factorial.
So it's not minus 7, it's into only.
It should not be. 26 6 times is how much? 120, 156. 156, then it should be only 5 6. No. Okay. Why I should subtract n minus 1 factorial? Why? Is there any other example? No. I'll make it later. I feel this is into. I'll check it and I'll let you know. So if it is into 26 into 6, it's 156. But here it's minus. We'll make it clear later, right? So moving to the next. The unit digits. Unit digits is known to you the power of integers. Take any integer. There are only 9 digits. The other digit is 0. So always what I'll get for the 2 powers and 3 powers. So there are few numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other than these, there is no digit available on a globe. Right? So for 0 always you will get 0, for 5 always you will get 5, for 6 always you will get 6. Other than this, 1 always you will get 1. So leave that numbers and focus on the other numbers. And the other numbers for 3 and for 2 and for 7 and for 8, these have 4 cycle. Like for the first it's 3, 9, 7. The next it's 1. Next again 3, 9, 7, 1. It again repeats for 3. So it's 3 power. It's a 3, 9, 7, 1. For what about 2? For 2 power, it's a 2, 4, 8, 6. So this is going to repeat for the power 2. Okay. So and later it's okay. For the 4 and 9, it's a 2 cycle. It's 2 cycle. 4 and 9, it's a 2 cycle. And 0, 1, 5, 6, it's 1 cycle. So always it will get again the same number, same digit. And 2, 3, 7, 8, it's a 4 cycle. And 9 and 4, it's a 2 cycle. And 7, you will get 7 square, it's 9. 7 cube, it's a 3. 7, it's 1. So 7, 9, 3, 1. And what about the other 8th? For 8th, you will get 8 square 64 and 8 fours 32 and 3 eights last 2. Yeah, 8, 4, 2, then 6. So this is what I'll get for the 8 powers. So and for 2 it's 2, 4, 8, 6. For 3 it's 3, 9, 7, 1. For 4 for 7, 9, 3, 1. For 8, 4, 2, 6. For 4 I'll get 4 and I'll get 6. So only these two. And for 9 I'll get 9 and 1. So only these two. So this is what I'll get the unit digit if it is any number power. So moving to the next. So last digit, unit digit of a product. So A into B into C is a last digit of a product. The last digits are always again if the numbers are there and the last digits are A, B, C, then it is very easy for you to just try to multiply even the last digits rather than the complete numbers. So 2 power 416 and 4 power 430. 2 power 416 is divisible by 4. 416 is divisible by 4, then it's a last cycle. Last cycle the value is 2 power 4, it's a 6. So and 4 even number is 6. 6 6 are always, I'll get a 6. So the final answer is it's a 6. Then concept of a reminders. So suppose the numbers n1, n2, n2 and n3 are the numbers, and the quotient q1, q2, q3 are the quotients, and the reminders r1, r2 and r3 are the reminders. Then the dividend by a common divisor. So we are going to divide by d by using a divisor d, and the quotients are q1, q2, q3. If I go and divide that n1, n2 and n3 are the numbers. If I divide n1, I'll get q1 and r1 as a reminder. If I divide n2, I'll get q2 and r2 as a reminder. If I divide n3, I'll get q3 as a quotient and reminder r3. Then this, if this is happened, then so n1 plus n2 plus n3 and so on is equals to d into quotient 1 plus r1, I will get n1, and d into q2 plus r2, then I will get n2. Like that all the numbers I can get, but in common that is d into constant, d into k plus r1. K is nothing but all the numbers, d into q1, q2, q3, q4, q5 is there, right? So that is the constant. So k is q1 plus q2 plus q3 plus q4, that, and r1 plus r2 r3 is again all the reminders. So k is the sum of the quotients, and r1, r2, r3, all this is the sum of the reminders. So when this is happened, then n1, that is clear, that is clear, that is clear, if that is a product. So the product of the numbers is going to depend on again the same concept as you know the divisors. So n1 is equals to d into q1 plus r1. In the same manner, earlier it was addition, but at present it is in multiplication. D into q1 plus r1, d into d into q2 plus r2, d into q3 plus r3. If this is 1 and d into k is a constant, again r1 plus r2 and r3 is again, as I know the sum is this, and let's take one example here. The remainder, the product is given. When the product is 1991 into 1992 into 2000 divided by 7. So let's take, what is the remainder? Divide that first, this next, and make a product, you can get, or the reminders, add the reminders, you can get. So 1919. So what might be the remainder if I divide by 7? What might be the remainder? Yes, 3. And 1992, what might be the remainder? Yes, 4. And if I divide by 7, 2000, so what might be the remainder? So 5. So 3, 4, 5 are the reminders. Hence the final remainder is the remainder when the product of 3, 4, 5, if I multiply, then that 60 is going to divide by 7. Therefore the remainder, actual remainder is 4. Actual remainder is 4. The reason is 7x plus 3 is the first one, and 7x plus, that is y, 7y plus 4 is the other, and 7z plus 5 is the third one. So this one, I'll get cancel, but all are in a product, so I should multiply 3 times 4 times 5, so that value is 60, and that 60 is going to divide by 7. Finally I'll get the remainder 4 if this is the case. So shall I move to the next slide? Going. So taking that 2 power 2010 divided by 7, 2010 divided by 7. So before solving this, I should make it equal to very near to 7. So 2 square is 4, 2 cube is 8. So 2 cube is 8, 3 times what might be 2010. 2 cube what might be 2010. 3 how many times 20? 3 6 times 18. 3 6 times 18, and 2 1, 3 sevens and 3 zeros. So 2 cube whole power 670. Is that clear? 607. 3 6 times 18 and 21. 3 7 times 21. 3 zeros. Yes or no? So 3 power 2 cube, then the remainder is always 1. Right? If it is 2 cube, then the remainder is 1. 1 power 670, I'll get 1 as a remainder, because always I'll get 8 into 8 into 8 into 8 into like that 670 times. So each one I'll get a remainder 1 into 1 into 1 into 1. That is 1 power 670. So final value is, this is the remainder. Okay. Moving to the next. So the remainder 25 power 24 is divided by 9. So 25 power 24, again I should depend on the 9. 25 square is 625. What about this? 625 divided by 9. What might be my remainder? What might be my remainder? 9 how many times? So 635 is a 5. 4 is a remainder. Right? 4 power 25 square, 4 power 12. 4 power 12. So what I will get, if I can convert 25 power 24 can be written as 625 whole to the power of 12. The remainder can be 4 power 12. Again the 4 power 12 can be written. 4 square is 16. 4 cube is 64. Yeah. 4 cube whole power 4. So I can convert the 4 power 12 in terms of 4 cube whole power 4. Yes or no? 4 cube is 64. Is that, have you understood? 4 cube is a 64. So 64 whole to the power of 4. 64 can be written as 63 plus 1 whole power 4. 63 can be divisible by 9. That 1 power 4 is my remainder. So final value is 1. This is another process. I have written in another way. So this is another process. Even I can convert this as 18 plus 7 whole to the power of 24, and 7 power 24 later. Again I can take this as, so 7 cube value is 343, and 343 if I divide by 9, it will give you 1, or else you can take like this. So even then you will get a same result. Yes or no? What's that? There are so many methods. You can do. Right? Moving to the next. So here, number of zeros in the expression. So A into B into C, where A, B, C are natural numbers. When A, B, C are natural numbers, in how we can find the number of zeros in it. So 8 into 15 into 20 into 30 into 40. If this is the number, if I multiply, then I will get a number. So what might be my zeros, number of zeros inside it? So first, number of zeros, in 40 there is 1 0, in 30 1 0, in 20 there is 0. But those are not only the zeros which I will get. but by multiplying two numbers I will get another 0. Like, so inside 15 there is a 5. So inside 20 there is again a 5. Inside 30 there is again a 5. Inside 40 there is again a 5. Right? So because of that 5, this 5 and this 5 and this 5, I will get again a zeros. Right? So in 40, that is 5 into 8. So that 5 will give me a 0. That is 20, 30, 40, I'll get 3 zeros. Other than that, I won't get any extra 0. But in 15, I'll get a 5. But in any number, I can get one extra 2. By this, I'll get another 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Total, I'll get 4 number of zeros in the present problem. If you understood, A in the comment box. So this is very clear. And apart from this, yeah, given another 4 zeros, so here 9 into 21 into 39 into 49. So there is no 5. Then there is no chance of getting a 0. So next. So find the number of zeros in a product. So it would be better try to find a number of 5s. So 1 it's okay, 2 square it's okay, 3 cube it's okay. Clearly it's a 49 power 49, right? So 5 power 5. In 10 I will get 5. In 15 I will get 5. So these are all multiples of 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 and 45. So all these are 5 multiples. So 5 power 5, this 5 and 5 into 2 power 10. So I will get 5 power 10 and 5 power 15, 5 power 20, 5 power 25. But here it's a 5 into 5 because it's a 25. So 2 times. So 5 power 25, 5 power 30, 5 power 35, 5 power 40, 5 power 45. All these many number of 5s are present. Then, so just multiply the powers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. But this should be not multiplied, this should be added. Again 25 times. Again 30, 35, 40 and 45. So if I add all together, why I should multiply that? 5 times 25. Wait, so this should be 5 power 25 2 times, it's a 50. It would be better just add 50 times. Product has. Why those many zeros? It should not come. So if I add, so just count. 5 plus 15 is 20 and 20, 40, 40 plus 10 is 50, 50, 50, 100, 100 and these two 80, 80, 120, 120, 150, 150 and 100, it's only 250. According to me, it should be 250. Okay, right. Moving to the next. As I told earlier, the binary number system, the ternary number system, septagonal system, octagonal system, decimal number system, hexagonal system, all systems are just depending on the base values. The base values can be the place values. So it can be, if it is x is a base value, then x power 0 is a first, x power 1, x square, x cube and x power 4. These are the place values, if I place 1 as a number, 1 time x power 1. If I place 2 as a number, 2 times. So this is how the base will work, right? So take, not required. So how can I convert a number? So 21344 base 5 value in a decimal number system. How can I convert the decimal number system into a decimal number system? So from this problem we'll take 2 minutes break and we'll continue, right? Okay.